Hey guys, Spamwaits here. As you can tell, I'm home. It's May 31st, 2021. However, I still got a couple of footage to go through. So this one is going to be the Teton vlog montage, actually. I've realized when I went through all the clips, and I haven't done the edits yet, so I don't know how well this is going to go, like I did for the Yellowstone trip. But here's Teton. Everything I've recorded was actually leaving Yellowstone Park, or at least West Yellowstone in Montana, going back to Idaho, which is weird. I think I explained it in the last vlog that we couldn't go through the southern entrance to go straight into Teton, which would have saved us about an hour or two because of the season. It was not yet open the time we were there. It actually opened like about 2 weeks after, if I remember correctly. So we took a long detour back around Idaho, going back around, and then going in back into Wyoming, oddly enough, because Yellowstone is in Wyoming. A good majority of Yellowstone is in Wyoming. But yeah, we just went the whole way around. Hopefully, I'll show some clips here. While going through Idaho, for those who can't go by the south entrance during in Yellowstone to Teton, you can actually see Grand Teton from the other side, and it actually looks really cool. I'll hopefully show you on these clips right here. And then you actually go up this like very steep mountain pass, which I think I remember recording. I need to grab my camera. I think I am missing some footage, so I actually have to grab my camera. But I remember going through this like very steep incline through I think it is the Teton Pass. It just south of Teton before you enter Jackson, Wyoming. And man, that was steep. I think I recorded a whole thing. It was like 10 minutes, but it was like very slow because you're going up like 10%. So by meaning a 10%, like 10% grade. So you're going up on a pretty decent incline. And if your car is not ready, as I think there was like one or two cars that was just not ready to go up that hill, you will struggle. With the Honda Passport that we were in, it didn't struggle, but man, you could hear the engine just revving every other time. And then downhill is a different story where you don't have to rev, but you have to brake, and you better be ready to brake because that 10% goes down the other way. But going to Teton, and after that, everything looks quite beautiful. And with these next few clips in Teton, I'm going to try to keep the audio for the most part. I don't think I'm going to do a voiceover on things, except for one where let's insert the clip now. We're at Teton. It was actually pretty. And probably what I'm going to do mostly is just pan down. Really Jackie Mountains, like, look at that. Look at it. I'm glad it's starting to storm up. I'm glad it's still kind of clear right now to see this. It was a little extra video. So, yeah, you can't really hear me. You just hear. It's just very windy over there. Granted, where you're coming from on that side, from Jackson upwards, it's very flat. I did not know it was a valley. None of us knew it was a valley down there, or not really a valley, more like a plateau. And it gets very windy. And you're also next to an airport, so you'll hear jet noises, but most of the time you just hear wind. But when you enter Teton from the south side, oh my god, it's beautiful. And especially when there's snow on there, like some snow. Like, sure, it was not like snow-packed or anything, but it was also not dry. There was a bit of snow. It looked very beautiful. I think the Note 20 did pretty well on capturing the essence of what Grand Teton looked like. And it looks just as wonderful as Yellowstone. Don't get me wrong, Yellowstone's quite amazing to go through of all the natural scenery, but Teton has its like soft point too. It's like Yosemite but taller and also flat compared to Yosemite where it's actually hilly and mountainy and whatnot, where like Teton is like you could see the mountain and then still be on flat land and not worry about a thing. So yeah, you hear all the buffeting up there. But yeah, you can see Teton. Apparently there were some people like out in the distance found another wolf, which apparently my Note 20 could not capture again. And I was not ready to walk all the way over there just to walk back because it already left the whole with the group of people that was around it. So hopefully that kind of captured that part where like there's a bunch of people grouped up in the distance. From there we went to Jenny Lake, and I think that's where I'm gonna allow the rest of the thing go. You're gonna just hear audio between my mom and I talking about just going around Jenny Lake. I'm not gonna put any music over it, but feel free to pause throughout this part of the video, to just learn more about the lake and whatnot, and how the formation of the world really created. I think it was created Teton and Jenny Lake, and who actually discovered Jenny Lake and why it's named Jenny Lake. Yeah. Apparently somewhere there's a lake. Somewhere here. Lakeside apparently is that way to go around. Oh, it's getting cloudy. It's getting cloudy very soon. It's also warm. Hmm? First you'd think that was real. I know. I think that would be real, but it's not. Still some snow on the ground. It's snow, it's not even ice. Just gonna be careful where we're walking. Obviously. See, from here I cannot tell which one's the highest peak anymore. Which one's the highest peak now? I don't know what it is. Oh wow. Someone's fishing.
And coming across the ocean, and right, and just how, and just kind of the progression of, from slave trade to,
yes.
and I'm not at current time yet, but like right now it's the story of this black man, and he's in Baltimore, and most people are free, but they had just passed this law that said something about the
and anyway, yeah, that is the author's name is YAA, I think, and GZASI.
Meron pa doon. Are we going there?
I'm trying to figure out if there's a pathway back that way. More information.
We just start walking, and once we decide we need to turn around, we'll turn around. Yeah.
Out of place.
Like this. Usually they didn't move this here.
No. Came from out there.
Move. Wait. is a plateau. Ooh, it's getting cloudy. Tens of millions of years created this whole valley and that whole mountain range. I'll take it. And then from there, from Jenny Lake, it was just all more beautiful stuff. I think at this point I'm going to share more pictures because I do have a lack of video because everything with Teton, it's not as interactive unless if you're there for hiking, which apparently has a very great hiking trek around like Jenny Lake, up towards the mountains and whatnot. Unfortunately, that's not for us and my family, so we just decided to just take pictures. But we did see a lot of people just getting ready for hikes and everything like that, staying there for the night in the wilderness, ooh, and whatnot. But yeah, aside from that, it's just like where Teton Park is. It's just gonna be all flat because all you're seeing is the Grand Teton and the mountains right on the west side of it. So you don't have to worry so much. Unlike I think Yellowstone was kind of flat for the most part, but it's also a little bit hilly. Teton is for the most part flat, especially where you're gonna be parking at and taking pictures and all that stuff. It's flat, very flat. So you don't have to worry about like hills or anything like that. It's pretty easy. It's pretty walkable. But if you're going on for a hike, go have fun. Go for it. Well, it wasn't for us, but everything there was just so picturesque. Picturesque. I think I know how to speak English. Picturesque. Yeah. Supposedly, my mom says there's supposed to be wildlife here at the Oxbow Bend. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see any. Unless if they decide to appear now. However, it's really, really pretty. Don't get me wrong. Aside from the random truck that's passing by, it is pretty over here. Wow. It's the fabled Snake River still. Ooh, it's cold. Still, that is quite the view. Fortunately, not much to see at Teton except, well, Teton itself, really. I don't know which mountain this is, actually. Come on, do you know what this mountain is? Do you know what this mountain is? I don't think this is exactly Teton anymore. But it is the Teton Range, and it still looks beautiful. We'll see sometime in the summer if that snow melts. For now, it's pretty amazing. But everything was pretty. Like everything, like it's a place where you just want to take pictures day in and day out, and just gather the scenery. Again, almost like Yellowstone, but it's like very, like, I don't want to say it was very pretty. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as like as grand as Yellowstone, which honestly does kind of make sense because Yellowstone is a little bit more known. But for Teton, it's like there, I guess. I don't know. Whoever wants to explain like the essence of Teton to me, that'd be great. I think I kind of got it, but I don't think I'm explaining this well. But no, it's just very pretty. Just pretty to go around to. You could probably smack Teton if you're not going for hiking. You could probably smack Teton in about like an hour or two for $35, which is the same price as the Yellowstone if you paid for the ticket. Maybe worth it for the views and maybe just like experiencing nature. It's a lot more calmer than Yellowstone. I would say that. I felt like Yellowstone was a lot more busier compared to Teton. So if you want like something to relax after Yellowstone and you still got $35, or you have that yearly pass to go to all the parks, go to Teton. Take about an hour or two, walk around, take pictures, admire the scenery, and apparently also admire the buffaloes that were just outside of the park. As insert here. Yeah, that actually happened. But if you're don't want to pay $35, feel free to drive up. I think is it 191? I forgot what U.S. highway that runs alongside Teton. That's just free. You could always pull over, just take pictures, and then just go up towards the northern entrance before the gate, and then just turn back around, go back to Jackson. Or if you're going to Yellowstone, go via Teton. I think if I recall correctly, they do allow you to just bypass Teton if you're not planning to stop, and then you could just pay on your way to Yellowstone if the south entrance is open. I could be wrong. You may want to check that if you're heading that way. But if you don't want to spare the $35, the view is just as amazing when you're a little bit further away on that highway. And I think there's a couple of pullover points where you could just take the picture of the Tetons. Hopefully have a big zoom lens or pretty decent smartphone camera that can actually take the picture without making it look too far away. Like my Note 20 Ultra. But yeah, that's been all of Teton. It was a very quick day trip, like again, no more than 2 hours compared to like Yellowstone where there's activities to like watch, look, and do. Teton is a very just scenic place to go through. Hopefully you do spot wildlife. We didn't spot as much wildlife, unlike buffalo on the side of the road outside of Teton, but usually there is wildlife. I think they said there's elk and then many other wildlife, but I think they roam at the night during the night than during the day. So, your mileage may vary when you get there. But feel free to visit if you could spare the money to get into the park and, support the cause, because it really is, all that money goes into the parks anyways. But if you want to support the cause and go into the park and admire the beauty that's all of Teton, go for it. $35, or if you have the all-year pass, go in. It's like another thing to visit compared to Yellowstone, which is literally next door. I think that's going to be about it for this whole Teton clip. Next one is going to be getting to Texas, and I think talking about Texas, I'm going to put them all together because unfortunately during the 2 weeks we were there, it was quite stormy, like very stormy. I don't know how well I would explain it. I'm hoping that any of the clips that I have in there will work. We'll see. But in any case, we'll see you guys there when we're traveling to Texas, be in Texas, and then maybe leave Texas. Because I'm already home. In any case, if you guys had a fun time watching, give me a like, give this video a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. This is Ben Waits. See ya!